Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm blending a mix of personal development, spirituality, and holistic healing to inspire you to become your best self. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Today's inspirational message is, you've come too far to give up now. Sometimes, as we were on this life journey, especially if you were embarking on a spiritual healing or self-improvement journey, sometimes we're putting all this effort in and we've come really far. We've actually made a lot of progress. There's that little voice in your head that says that you're not good enough, or this isn't meant for you, or this is too hard. You're just feeling really bogged down with things. Like you have a lot of things trying to distract you, trying to throw you off your path. It's a lot of temptation. Sometimes it might seem easier even just to go back to the way you were, right? But here's the thing. You've already embarked on this journey, and if you try to go back now, you're in that transition period. You're going to see that there's a reason why you embarked on this journey. Something doesn't fit right. Something doesn't sit right over there. Something doesn't feel right. You know you're meant for something more. You know you can do better, right? So it can feel like a push and pull kind of thing, like you take a step forward and then maybe you self-sabotage back into an old pattern. And sometimes the pattern is a thought pattern, going back to limiting beliefs, going back to a helpless feeling, a hopeless feeling, maybe even going back to apathy, like not caring anymore. And I've gone through all these too, as someone that overcame addictions and traumas and a lot of unhealthy patterns in my life. I know how this feels. Sometimes stepping into that new version of yourself can be scary, just to your nervous system. Like, it's new, you're not used to it. So you're looking for any reason to rationalize why you should not do this. It's too uncomfortable, it's too scary, I don't have stability in this. It's so new, I've never done this before, right? All that stuff comes up. And this is when you're tested. This is when there's the crossroad. And I talk a lot about in my videos about how would this new version that you're trying to become think, feel, and act, right? How would they respond to the situation? So how would that version respond to this challenge that's coming up? To these negative thought patterns, to these temptations, to these distractions? And really step into this new version. You can't go back because there's not a place for you there anymore. You've shifted too much. And you might fully not be in the new reality yet because it's just very foreign. Like you feel like you're going back and forth, right? You almost feel like you went back to the underworld and you came back. And you might even feel some guilt about it and shame about it. And sometimes when that happens, that can self-sabotage us from making the new change that we need to make to get out of that. So this takes a lot of just sitting with yourself, being gentle with yourself as you're making these changes. And even if you did go backwards, you're just very gentle with yourself, no shame, no guilt. You just say, okay, I just went back to an old pattern that was comfortable for me. But you know what? After doing this doesn't really feel good. This isn't the life I want to live. This isn't the direction I want to go. So I can't change what I've done already, but I can change what I'm going to do right now in the present moment. It's never too late to restart. It's never too late to take action as that new version. It's never too late to course correct. It's never too late to make a different decision. The decisions you make now, and especially in the way you're thinking, feeling, and acting, and how you respond to the situation at hand, is what is going to determine your future, or what is going to decide which reality you shift to. We have to be able to detach from the past and the guilt and the shame and all that self-sabotage so we can move forward. Those things are heavy. They can weigh you down. Self-sabotage starts in the mind first. So if you're making this big change in your nervous system, big change in your reality, sometimes you have a trauma response to it. Sometimes you just self-sabotage and go back to your old self. Sometimes you freeze. Sometimes, Like you freeze, you don't know what to do. Sometimes we react. We have like a mental breakdown. But even those breakdowns you have are going to equal your breakthroughs. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable a little bit if you want to be a new version. Because in order for you to let go of the old patterns, the old version of you, the old ways of being, you have to start to sit more with yourself and feeling more comfortable with these new patterns and decisions that you're making. This isn't going to happen overnight. If I gave up and went back to my old self when I was recovering from addiction and traumatic events, mental health issues, family issues, relationship issues, things that are very heavy that I've been trying to work through most of my life. If I just decided to go back to the old self, I wouldn't be here now. I might not even be alive today. But I had to keep being broken down. I went through all that mental anguish. I went through all that shame, that guilt, even the grief of my old self. The grief of your old self, it can be very difficult. I made a video on that not too long ago. Check that out. I'll link that in the comments. Just be very gentle with yourself during this time and remember your why. There's a reason why you're choosing to do this. Not to put pressure on you or anything, but what is going to happen if you don't make these changes? If you don't start to go in this direction and detach from some of these heavy things that are weighing you down? Change is the only constant. We have to allow certain things to fall apart that no longer work for us or that don't resonate with us on a soul level anymore. That can be difficult. Sometimes you have to be willing to leave it all behind and move forward. And that's everything that's attached to that identity of your old self. It could be friends, it could be family members, it could be relationships, it could be old limiting beliefs, it could be emotional trauma, it could be fear, shame, guilt, all these things that are heavy, grief, that are trying to like weigh us down. So it's important to feel the things that we need to feel, sit with them, acknowledge them, feel them, and then we move forward. And then we take action as this new version. And it's all about direction, not speed. So regardless of how many times you messed up, how many times you went backwards, there's a lesson in those experiences. Sometimes you need those experiences to give you contrast, to show you what you do and what you don't want. And sometimes we have to learn through a little bit of suffering. Not everybody has to learn like that, but I've had to learn the hard way usually. Suffer so much that I want to change, right? So even if you are suffering a lot, use that to motivate you to change. Use that as momentum. We need to just take that step into that new direction. Whatever just happened, wherever you're at, you could just completely let go of everything from the past. I know it's easier said than done, because it's done, it's done. You can't change what happened then, but you can change how you act right now. It's not too late. You might be at a crossroad where like, this action is going to take you this direction or this direction. So which action are you going to take? That's why I talk about one of my last videos, are your actions in alignment with the version that you were trying to be? So scratch whatever just happened and just what is the next best thing I could do that would align me more with that version of myself and that reality, and actually do it. Don't just think about it. Act as if. Take that action. And the more you can take those actions, you will be more aligned with that version and your reality will start to change. Just keep taking that action no matter what happened in the past, no matter what mistakes you made. Just extract the lesson, learn the lesson, and keep moving forward. And don't give up because you are worth it. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, and 2 podcasts. The links are in this video description. I also offer coaching if you need intuitive guidance to motivate and support you on your healing, self-improvement, and or spiritual journeys. My contact information is in this video description. Have a good day. Namaste.